On to the last step here, we are going to understand why we use LangChain at all and how it makes building app easier, like the one we just looked at, way easier. So here we go. Okay, so here's the entire process. We just went through step by step. So user uploads a PDF. We then open the PDF file, get the chunks of the text out of it. We just went over all of this. So the reason we use LangChain, I'm going to tell immediately right now, is that it gives us tools to automate every single one of these steps. And I truly mean every one of these steps. So let me give you some examples right away. In our application that we are going to eventually build here, we need to eventually open a PDF file and extract the text from it. Now I don't know about you, but I don't really know how to open a PDF in particular and get a text out of it. Content that is stored inside of PDF isn't stored in there as a plain text. We need to use some kind of parser to get all the text out. So it turns out that LangChain includes a class that we can easily use to not only open a PDF file but also extract all the content out of it. And this class is called UnstructuredPDFLoader. It's super simple to use, and I've got an example right here. Just a couple of lines of code to open up the PDF and get all the text. LangChain gives us these kind of loader classes that allows us to open up documents and extract text out of them, not only for PDF but many other file types as well. So we get classes that helps us load JSON from a file, that loads up HTML from a file, that we can also get classes that loads up classes data that is stored in remote servers like maybe Amazon S3, or load up files from Discord server, or from an Excel file, or from a GitHub issues or Google Drive, and many other places. So the first thing we are starting to realize is that LangChain gives us ability to load up data just from any source imaginable. Let's move on to the next step. So we just took a look at parsing text, and I think you can agree with me that yeah, we can use LangChain. Seems like it's kind of easy, right? So let's move on to that. We are going to skip a couple of steps to go to more interesting one, where we store results inside a database or a vector store. Remember, this is where we take those embeddings and put them into a very specialized databases. There are a ton of very popular vector databases out there right now, and there are a lot of companies who are trying to cash into this focus on embeddings, which is super key right now inside the AI space. So I've just got a couple of examples of databases that are specialized for handling vectors. There's a PGVector, which is extension that sits on top of Postgres. There's a startup called Pinecone. There's another startup called Chroma. There's Deep Lake, Vivite, and then there's Redis, and there's a whole ton of other databases that are specialized in handling these embeddings. And if we wanted to use these on a project, well, we can spend a lot of time trying to figure out how each one of them work and access it from our code. Or you guessed it right, we could just make some classes that are included inside of a LangChain that completely wraps up the usage of these vector databases and makes them using them incredibly simple. So here's an example of using PGVector, Redis, Pinecone, Vivite, and even a little bit of code sometimes look a bit different. So these options here are a little bit different from example to example. You will notice that the general structure of the code is just about identical. We create some kind of object right here. We then have our question, and to find the relevant embeddings, we call a method called similarity search. So it's same thing for PGVector and Redis and Pinecone and VV8. So we can repeat this process. I could walk through all the other features or all the other steps we had to go through, but it's all basically the same that like the two we just used. The reason we use LangChain is that it gives us this set of interchangeable tools. Really, in these interchangeable classes that helps us automate each step in the text generation pipeline, like the one being used inside of PDF.ai app. So LangChain has tools for loading data, parsing it, creating embeddings, storing these embeddings, querying these embeddings, and then fetching these embeddings or generating embeddings and eventually sending them off to ChatGPT. We get set of tools for integrating with ton of different databases, a ton of different data storage platforms. just about anything you can imagine. And most importantly, it's pretty easy to swap these different providers based on requirements. So example, if I don't want to use ChatGPT anymore, I can easily swap it completely with a different model in handful of minutes, like moving to Gemini. Or if we don't want to use certain vector data store, we can swap it as easily. And that is what LangChain is all about. It gives us these interchangeable tools, and that really makes us easy for us to first generate a pipeline or create this pipeline, and then change these parts over out as time as the goals of a project or product change. Okay, so that's it now. I think you have a reasonable idea of what LangChain is all about, or at least what the goals are. But we have still not looked into code, and let's give a bit pause here. We'll get started on our first project in the next video. Thank you everyone for joining the video. I hope you liked it. Thank you.